Well, thanks for staying with us here on Morning Live. It is Women's Month, and speaking to women and, of course, not confining ourselves to the country, but, looking at across the continent and what's happening. And in today's Women's Month feature, we celebrate 32-year-old Oluyemi Orija, who is a legal practitioner specializing in general, civil, corporate and commercial law. And she's the founder of Headfort Foundation, which is a non-profit practice with a special focus on the decongestion of prisons in Nigeria. And the organization renders free legal representation to inmates in need of their services. And most of their clientele are victims of police brutality and minor offences. And since March 2019, Orija says that her organization has secured the release of 121 inmates from across Nigerian prisons free of charge. Oluyemi Orija joins us now, and we also joined by another lawyer in Nigeria. Just need to quickly check here, because I do know we have another lawyer with us as well, also working on this, and that is Itunuoluwa Awolu, who is the operations manager, and she talks to us about that particular justice system as well. Ladies, thanks so much for your time. Welcome to Morning Live to both of you.
Thank you very much.
Oluyemi, let's start with you, the visionary behind this particular cause. What brought you onto this particular path?
Okay, so thank you very much for having me. I'm a lawyer, and I've been practicing law for almost a decade now. So in the course of my work, I have the opportunity of going to court and representing inmates or representing people generally at the time. So in my experience, every time I go to court, I definitely see people, minor offenders, brought from prison to court without legal representation. And at every point, I always knew that if there was a lawyer that was representing these people, they would probably not spend as long as they're spending in prison. So I told myself that whenever I have the capacity to start my own law practice, I'm definitely going to incorporate these into my scope. So when I started my organization, Headfort Chambers, in 2015, we thought of starting this, but at the time we didn't have the capacity. So in 2019, better, of course, we decided to start going to prison, taking brief of indigent inmates, people that cannot afford to take lawyers, to contract the service of lawyers, and we started representing them. And so far, it's been a beautiful journey. And in the space of 1 year, we have helped 121 people out of prison. I mean, it's very commendable looking at the justice terrain in Nigeria.
Itunu, you the operations manager for this outfit. The organization is run by 6 women, but it has about 40 field workers as well. So how do you approach this work that you do on a day-to-day basis as a team? Because surely you must come across some very harrowing circumstances in your course of work.
Thank you very much. Okay, what we do is the 6 lawyers and the firm do the bulk of the work. So we find time to go to prison, we take cases of inmates, and then we distribute the cases that we have, and then we different persons go to different courts to represent them. So the other 40 persons that we have, whenever we have inmates that are not being.
Apologies, as you can hear, we're having some sound quality difficulty there with our interview. So let's just park it there for the time being, see if we can do anything about it. And this, of course, in honor of celebrating women and, as I say, broadening our scope to not just South African women, but African women across the continent, as we in South Africa celebrate Women's Month, because it's about all of us and women making a difference. So let's take a quick break, and then we'll come back and see if we can get a better connection. Alternatively, we'll have to park it for another time.